Today I would like to show you 5 tiny pouches that each solved a problem that I had during traveling, or more like a minor annoyance, but as you know, they can add up. All the pouches are small and very lightweight and not bulky, and together they weigh 133 grams. So even if I travel with all of them, it does not add much weight to my backpack. And as you know, I'm a big fan of empty backpacks without lots of organization, and that means I can organize myself with my pouches. And I have to warn you, if you're a travel gear addict like me, then maybe watch this video at your own risk. So let's start with the first problem. When I travel, I usually bring my work with me, so that means that I also have to bring quite a few tech items. And in the past I always used tech organizers, but I got really tired of them because they're just so stiff and bulky, and then there's only these predefined compartments and they just waste so much space. And at the end of the day, do I really need to have this protective, huge, bulky case just to store a cable who does not need very much protection at all? So the pouch that I now use instead is from Peak Design, and this is their Ultralight packing cube in XXS. It's out of a very thin and lightweight material. I think it only weighs 20 grams. I have been using this pouch non-stop since more than 1 year now, and it still looks like new. So now I use this pouch for all the things that don't need much protection, like cables and power banks. And since it's so flexible, I can just squish it anywhere in my bag and it's out of the way. And just so you know, this pouch also comes in a stretchy material. So the bag stretches quite a lot wider if you fill it up all the way. And I used it the last few weeks for my bikini, and I can also fit my travel towel in there. So it's a nice package to bring things along. And as always, full disclosure, Peak Design sent me these pouches more than 1 year ago for free to test, but that obviously does not influence if I enjoy using them or not. The next problem that a tiny pouch saved for me is that my things were never in the right place. They just were never there where I needed them. And for me, the perfect example is the things that I want when I go to bed. I used to have my chopstick in my toiletry bag, my nose spray for my allergy in my medikit, my sleep buds with my tech gear. So things were just all over the place, and every night when I went to sleep, I had to go and pick up those things in all those different locations. So I really got tired of having to collect all those items on a daily basis, so I decided to make a separate pouch that just lives next to the bed, so I have all the things together when I go to sleep. And I had that aha moment about 4 years ago, and I did a video about that. And the first pouch that I used for my nightstand kit was the Bellroy Desk Caddy. But over the years I started to travel with less and less, so at the moment I am using a smaller pouch, which is this one from Bellroy. This is the Bellroy Cinch pouch, and I already did a full video about it. I will link it below. But it's just this open bucket that I can put next to my bed and easily access all my things. And when it's time to leave, I can just fold this up and cinch it closed, and I'm ready to go. Again, it's very lightweight, so according to my scale, it weighs 27 grams, and very squishable, so I can put it anywhere in my bag again. The next problem that a tiny pouch solved for me is that I wanted to have one small EDC that is not a bag, but just a small pouch that can carry all the essentials, and when I leave I just have to grab this small thing. Or if I change backpacks, like when I go hiking or something, I can just quickly throw this one pouch inside and have everything I need there. For me, those essentials would usually be my bank cards, or also driver's license, social security card, those things, a little bit of money, my car key, and my noise cancelling headphones, and maybe my nano bag when I go shopping. If I pick a slim wallet, then the bulkier items will not fit in there. And if I pick a pouch that fits the bulkier items in there as well, then it's bulky all the time. So that's why when I came across this next pouch, I could not resist and bought it. And this is the Alpaka stash pouch. So from the front, it just looks like a normal wallet. So I have one zippered compartment here where I keep my cards and also my money. But the exciting thing for me was that here in the back, there is another zippered compartment, and this one is out of a stretchy material. So when there's nothing inside, then it's just a very flat pouch, but I can also stuff my more bulky things in here. So in here at the moment I have my car key and I also have my AirPods Pros, and as you can see the stretch nicely stretches around those items. It looks a little bit like a boa constrictor digesting an elephant. And this pouch is actually the heaviest one out of the 5 pouches. On the website it says it weighs 35 grams, my scale showed 31 grams, but I found it very useful to just grab my things and go. So the next problem that I had is that I wanted to have a tiny toiletry kit. There are days where I don't want to bring all my stuff with me. For example, we're about to go to Spain and we're taking the ferry for 24 hours, and there we need to just bring a few things with us into the room on the ferry. And I recently bought a pouch that is perfect for what I need, and that is the Muji wide opening pouch in small. So in here I have my complete toiletries. I already tried it on a trip for 5 days and it worked great. And even though it doesn't look like it, in here I really have everything, from my toothbrush, my hairbrush, a soap bar, everything. I already did a video where I show you exactly what I brought and I will link it below. And I really enjoy this pouch because it's so small, and yet when it opens I can easily access and see everything that I have inside. On my last video there were some comments that this pouch is very hard to get. It was available about 6 weeks ago when this video airs on the Muji Germany site. When I checked it yesterday it was already sold out again, so I guess I got very lucky that I was able to snatch one. So let's move on to the next problem, and that is bulky travel wallets and document pouches. I guess I'm not the only one that when I travel I want to keep all my valuables together, and also I want to be able to just take this thing and throw it into the safe and just have it all together, basically. So every time I traveled, and also surprisingly for way too long once I was traveling with a carry-on item only, I brought my travel wallet, which is this huge bulky thing from Osprey. It's a very nice pouch with lots of organization, but to be honest it's just way too big. So a few years ago I switched to something smaller, and this is the side-by-side RFID passport pouch, I think. Yes. And it's just a lot smaller and much more lightweight than my old one was. So according to my scale, this one weighs 32 grams and it has 2 zippered compartments here in the front. So one of them I always use for my passport. The smaller front pocket here I usually use to safeguard my millions or smaller valuables. And then here in the back there's 2 more compartments. They're made out of mesh, so I can see what's inside, and they don't have a zipper, but they have like this overlapping flap, and it also keeps things secure in there. And since I've been using this, I have not been missing the bulky one at all. This one just fits much better even into my small sling bag that I usually bring with me to carry my valuables. In the back of the pouch there's also 2 loops, so if one would want, I guess you could wear it underneath your clothes, but I have honestly never tried that. And full disclosure, Side by Side sent me this pouch a few years ago, but both me and my husband have used it regularly and I really like the organization and it held up great. So this is as well one of my favorite pouches. So all those tiny pouches really serve a purpose for me, and they just give a home to my things. And this way my backpack feels a lot less chaotic and things don't disappear that much anymore. And I know that my wallet will regret this question, but let me know what are your favorite small pouches. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing to my channel or to my monthly newsletter. That would make me, as always, very happy. And thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!